Hey everybody, how you doing? Butters here. First off, I'd like to welcome you to the channel. If you are new and if you enjoy the content, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button right next to it. So today what I want to talk about is Overwatch, more specifically hero balance in Overwatch and what people think about it. I've heard and read many different kind of clashing opinions on this. Personally, I don't see real big issues with very many of the heroes. I think they're well balanced and I think they work well together. However, if you look on the Reddits or the Blizzard forums even, you're going to see certain heroes are picked out more than others in saying they're OP. To be honest, I don't actually agree with that. I don't know if there's any actual overpowered characters in the game yet. A lot of people point at Mei, for instance. That's who you're seeing in the background. That's a game I played as Mei. And Mei is really, really good at medium to short range. She has a freeze. She can manipulate the map with her ice wall. Her ultimate will freeze an entire enemy team. If it's placed right, she can change a game. And she is probably the best example of what you could consider overpowered. But even then, if you think about it, her freeze takes forever. It's not like it's instant. Even with her ult, you can just run away from it. Her ice block's a self-heal, which is really nice to have, but I mean, you're sitting duck. A Hanzo can just aim at your head, and as soon as you come out, one-shot you, you're done. And that is kind of the point I'm trying to make here, is there's no particular hero that I would say is overpowered in the game. McCree is another one that catches a lot of flack, and I still haven't seen why. A good McCree player can totally wreck your team, and he can make your life miserable. But is that any different than a really good Tracer player who's harassing your backline forever and never misses a sticky grenade? Or a really good Roadhog who hits 95% of his hooks? I don't think so. That being said, are there things that I do believe need to get changed with some of the heroes? Yes, in a big way. There are, I think, two heroes that are actually the ones I would consider the most either underwhelming or overwhelming heroes in the game. The first one, and the most egregious one in my opinion, is actually Symmetra. Not a lot of people play her, and for good reason. There's a couple things that are blatantly obvious when it comes to Symmetra. One, she does no damage. In a one-on-one situation, it's over. Like, she's gonna lose, which is true. Her purpose is to stay in the back line and give shields, and I think that's the issue. She gives shields. She doesn't heal, so she's not a full-on support. She's in a support role, but she's much more of a defensive character. She can put up her turret nests, which do a lot of damage, but honestly, any hero with an AoE goes in and wrecks it in one shot. Her teleporter is a it's like a really good ultimate. Her teleporter in and of itself will change a game. The problem is, as soon as you lay your teleporter, you have to wait. You can't start charging up your ultimate again. Say you want to reposition it. You can't start to recharge your ultimate. You can't do it. So you're pretty well stuck till it's destroyed. And that, I think, is the biggest issue with her. Is there's so much downtime where she's just running around attempting to give shields on everybody, which is only, I think, 75 extra health. Not a whole lot. Not a lot to make a difference. So honestly, I think Symmetra would be the most glaring hero when it comes to in need of changes, and it's actually that she's underpowered. I think she needs a buff in certain areas, and maybe you can nerf that down in other areas to make it even. I don't know how you would nerf it. I think right now what she honestly needs is either higher damage output on her left click, or I think she needs to be able to recharge her ult after she uses it. The small things like that. The other hero that I think is actually a little bit broken, the hero itself is not broken, and that's Torbjorn. Torbjorn, if you haven't played him or played against him, I'd be surprised, but he builds turrets on the map, and he will put those turrets in the most inconvenient places, and you will get super frustrated, and you will run headfirst into him 1.5 million times, and you will die doing it until you figure out how to counter him. By the way, if you do need to counter him, a Pharah works great, Reaper's nice, and Widowmaker and Hanzo will always take those turrets out. And Mei can actually freeze those turrets, so that's nice too. But beside that, the turrets he has, I think, are where he becomes a little bit broken in my mind. And the reason I say that is they are auto-locked and super fast. And that's where I think his issue is. I don't think he as a hero is overpowered. His ultimate isn't even that overpowered. It makes him a tank. Like, that's all it does. A little bit of a damage boost, but is anybody really afraid of a Torbjorn? Like, just run around. But his turret, the auto aim and the speed at which it actually locks on, I think is a little ridiculous. And the fact that it can almost line of sight you, like, you can't not be in its line of sight. Like, it's ridiculous. As soon as you come around, you're getting hit. There's no delay, and I think that's what needs to be nerfed when it comes to the Torbjorn. The fact that he can set that turret up, and that turret not only shoots you and doesn't miss because it's pretty well aimbotted, it's basically Soldier 76 ultimate all the time. It's not that in and of itself. You can actually work around that. You can Reinhardt shield, you can Winston shield. The problem with it is the fact that if you are a Genji, for instance, or a Tracer, or any of those, a Widowmaker even, or a Hanzo, that kind of needs to stay hidden in the backline, the turret doesn't just shoot at you, it actually creates a line, like a laser dot sight that is aimed at your face. And that's where I think Torbjorn's broken, is because it auto locks, auto aims, does super high damage, and with a laser sight will point out your location on the map. So it gives map awareness to the enemy team. That's where I do think that would need to be nerfed down a bit. Either take the laser sight out, or better yet, have it delay lock on. If you just look at it, if you drop behind a Torbjorn turret right now, what's going to happen is it's going to snap to you, and it's going to take less than a quarter second. You can almost not aim. You could drop on it, and before you can pull your trigger once, it is shooting you in the head, and that is not okay. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I just want to talk about a little bit of the balance issues. Like I said, personally, I don't think there's a balance issue. Once you figure out how to counter everybody, everybody's got a counter. It's real. I'm not lying about that. Every character in that game has a counter. You just got to play enough to figure them out. I will be doing a video in the future about specific characters, how to play them, kind of a guide on how to play them, and then what counters them, or how to counterplay those characters, if that is something you guys would be interested in. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the video here. That's my take on hero balance. I know it was short. I just wanted to kind of get that out of the way and squash any crazy ideas that, oh, everybody's broken. So, awesome. Thanks for watching. And like I said, if you like the video and the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button right next to it. And I will see you guys next time.